which is Cool Cucumber. We talk about Super Baby.
Good night, this is Team Cool Cucumber, but today I'd like to introduce you a much cooler thing that is a super baby. So, what do you think about a super baby? Is it much cuter or is it smart enough to want to be a spy? To know more, we can also call it a designer baby and also a tailor-made baby. So to begin with, I'd like to start from the origin of the conception of eugenics, which means to take the advantage of our genes. And in 19th century, social Darwinism appeared, and then people started seeing that, yeah, maybe we can cultivate a more outstanding species to by restricting specific fertilization. And as you can see, the most extreme way is Nazi. And now, 200 years has passed. A cutting-edge technology named CRISPR, sounds crispy, has been brought to us. And although it has nothing to do with crispy, it does critical influence to our next generation. And with this technique, we are able to replace the defective gene with perfect healthy ones. And combined with three-parent technique, the mother can carry the rebuilt embryo that contains the donator's healthy perfect DNA, right now able to carry a designer baby to term. So basically, a designer baby may be more healthier than the normal baby. That means it wouldn't have mitochondrial disease. You won't have inherited disease, no running nose, and even a better, even a more good-looking appearance. So try to imagine a better generation, upgraded generation with healthy body, more good body shape, more good looking appearance. Sounds cool, right? Super baby day. So, with social Darwinism and the cutting edge technology, we are able to open the Pandora's box. But before this, let's try to think. What if will violate the free will of the baby itself, and also the parental rights? What if our next generation that are so good enough to be narcissistic and also more aggressive, that the whole society may feel so insecure, and also the disparity may lead to the deep discrimination. So we finally realized that we're going too far. We'll maybe lose control. And maybe we could be the next Frankenstein. So, with such brilliant technique, before this, are we trying to play God? As for my own opinion, I think it is definitely not the best way, but at least it is a chance. I know that I wouldn't give up any chance and any idea to save my baby if I knew it would be any defective in his genes. So only in medical way, before we can speed up that much, going too far before in front of the things that we may lose control. So also, it's time for you now to make a decision. Would you give it a chance? Thanks for listening. Stay cool and be super. Thank you.
Now let's welcome the second team, Lavender Fish, to talk about the milk tea zombie.
Hi everyone, good evening. Look, sorry. Sorry, my fault. Hi everyone, good evening. Look, what are they? They are zombies. Are you afraid of them? Guess what topic I'm going to talk about, although you have known. And my topic is about crazy Chen. It's about kind of drink. It's Yimei milk tea. Have you tried it? No? It's good. Okay. sorry. It's my fault. And recently, many zombies are crazy for this kind of drink, just like that. It's crazy, isn't it? So I guess all of you have known my topic is the milk tea zombie. Realize the popular mind. My name is Kelly. This is a quote from the book The Crowd. The sentiments and ideas of all the persons in the gathering take one and the same direction, and their conscious personality vanishes. According to this sentence, people may lose their judgment and themselves in the group. In crowds is stupidity and not moderate wit that is accumulated. There is another proper noun about the situation I mentioned, bandwagon effect. What is it? Let me show the animation first. A group of people, another group of people follow them. Still another group of people follow the same direction. Is the majority really the majority? People who follow the same direction really want to follow this direction in their mind? Maybe not. People behave in conformity with each other. They just follow the mainstream. And they may lose their judgment and themselves in their minds. They may buy the things they don't really like or they don't really need at all. It's too bad, isn't it? So far, we have known the disadvantages of bandwagon effect. Now, I want to ask all of you a question. Are you also a milk tea zombie? Let me share my answer with you. My answer is yes, because I love milk tea very much. I drink it every day. And I was easy to convince, and I was easy to follow the mainstream easily. It's very terrible situation, isn't it? So how to improve this bad situation? First, think independently. Don't just follow the mainstream blindly. Second, fight against the pressure from the crowd. Fight for yourself. Fight for your right. The last but not the least, be brave. Be confident. It's the most important things in your life. If we do all the things above, we can say goodbye to the milk tea zombie, to the person who chasing Chen, just like that. It's funny and ridiculous, isn't it? Remember, only you can create yourself. Only you can decide the future of your life. Let's say goodbye to the milk tea zombie and become a really human. Remember this victory gesture. Thank you.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we can now test results. And so the winner goes to the second team. Congratulations.
Hello everyone. Today I'm going to talk about, does a windfall really makes you richer? As you all must know, a windfall means an unexpected goal, such as inheriting from someone or winning a lottery. But since most of us are not related to billionaires, for example, Bill Gates, we should put our best chances in the lottery. But does the lottery really make us rich? Okay, I can see from the expressions that some of you are thinking, yeah, winning money makes me rich. What's the problem with that? Well, let me show you some examples. Jeffrey Dahmer. Jeffrey Dahmer was the winner of the Powerball lottery in year 1996. He won 20 million US dollars, and he actually had very good intentions. As you can see, he invested some in a popcorn store. Then he bought new houses and cars for his 9 siblings. He's a really nice guy, right? Yeah, but look how he ended. His sister-in-law and a boyfriend kidnapped him and shot him in the back of the head in hope to get all his winnings and not merely 1 out of 9. So see, having a good intention does not necessarily lead to a good ending. Okay, then let's look at another luckier winner, since he's definitely not. Okay, Evelyn Adams. Why is she luckier? Because she won the same lottery twice. And I believe most of you must know this. We have less chance of winning a lottery than being struck by lightning. But she won the same lottery twice. But this lucky winner, instead of putting it away in some bank or investing in something, she simply went gambling. And in the end, she ended up struggling with life in a trailer park. At least that's the last time she was seen in year 2001. Okay, perhaps you might be all thinking like this. They are just simply normal people like you and me, and they don't know how to handle money. So let me show you the most famous case in US history. Jack Whitlocker. Why is he so famous? Because he won the largest amount of money in US history. But even before that, even before he won the 350 million US dollars, he was already a billionaire, or at least a millionaire, never mind. And he already had a beautiful family, a big house, and a fancy car. What's more, he had his own company. But after he won all of 350 million, he found his life interrupted by burglars, thieves, and what's more interesting, complete strangers who wrote to him and said he needed money. And it didn't happen once, happened more than once. So after he won, he found out that he was robbed and harassed, and much more sadly, his own daughter was dead due to a fire accident. His granddaughter was dead due to drug overdose, and he himself was divorced from his own wife. And he blamed it all on winning a lottery because that's when all the things went sour. Okay, so perhaps winning a lottery doesn't seem so happy, does it now? So what should you do? What should you and I do if we win the lottery? Should we tell everybody about it? No, of course not. We should put it away in a bank and then keep a low profile, because that's the only way. Or you can end up like him, her, or Jack Whitlocker. Never mind. So this is the end of my speech, and I hope that you all can remember that we don't have much chance of winning a lottery, since it is much less than being struck by lightning. This is the end of my presentation, and I hope you all enjoyed it.
And let's welcome the next speaker with her topic. He's done that about it.
Hi everyone, my name is Jacqueline. So when I was 15, I took part in an exchange student program in Germany. And I found out some really cool stuff that I would like to share with all of you. And so today I would like to tell you 3 things that you don't know about Germany, including the cuisine, the timetable, and Autobahn. So, when speaking of German cuisines, how many of you would think of Haxen, which is German pork knuckles? Any? Not really? Okay, but I guess German beer or German sausages might pop up on your mind. Yeah? Okay, however, I've got something to tell you. After quite some confirmations with my friends and host families, I have to let you know two things, okay? So the first one is that they don't really eat a lot of pork knuckles. You know, when I asked about it, they were like, what? Why should we Germans be eating pork knuckles? So it's kind of like maybe they don't really eat a lot of German pork knuckles and it's just a stereotype. And the second thing is that during my exchange year, for the whole year, I've never eaten any pork knuckles, not even one. So that means we've got a really misunderstanding over here and it's a stereotype. And however, the thing that they like to eat a lot is Klöße. So Klöße is a kind of thing like dumplings in Taiwan, but it's made of potatoes and flours. And they also like to eat Schnitzel. So you see, it's kind of like chicken fillet in Taiwan, which you can get in night market. But the special thing is that they like to eat it with smashed apple sauces. Yeah, that's something really cool, huh? And then the last thing is Brezel. Brezel is kind of bread, which I think a lot of you know, right? So it's really soft in the inside, but it's super crispy at the outside. And it can be in all kinds of sizes, like it can be as small as an eraser or as big as a book. So they like to eat it a lot in like Bayern or on Oktoberfest. And you can see it in almost every bakery. Yeah. So next time when people ask about German cuisine, stop mentioning pork knuckles or German beer. Try telling them Schnitzel or Brezel. They would be quite surprised. So now I would like to talk about the timetable in the high school educational system between Germany and Taiwan. So now you can see, Taiwanese students, we eat lunch at 12 o'clock. However, they eat lunch at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So you might think, won't they starve during classes? So the solution to this problem is that they would bring some bread. During the bread time, they can eat the bread. So it's called Brotzeit in German. So every day they would prepare some bread with cheese or butter that was made from their parents. And the second thing I want you to know is, you see, the things that we do after classes is totally different. In Germany, when they go home, they would maybe play soccer with their friends or hang out with their friends, go party all night. But Taiwanese students, we study a lot. And so when I was in Germany, when they asked about my daily routines, my friends and host families, they were so shocked to know that I go home at 10 o'clock in the evening just because I had to go to cram schools to study math or English. And they were even shocked to learn that over 70% of Taiwanese students go to cram schools. So it leaves me wondering, like, German students also have a very good performance, worldwide, right? But does it really mean that you have to study so much on textbooks? So it's a really good thing and a really good point that we can consider or think about. And now I would like to show a very short clip. So, you think this is the scene of Fast and Furious? Stop kidding, it's not. It's a scene you can see on German Autobahn. So when you see this sign on the left, it means that you can drive without any limit. So it means if you want to drive until 200 kilometers per hour, it's fine. 300 kilometers per hour, it's fine. So next time, if you're a really big fan of being a high-speed driver, you can maybe pay a visit to Germany. And so maybe you can drive like Fast and Furious. Oh, sorry, I don't mean like risking your life like that, but I mean driving safely under no speed limit. So maybe you can consider going to Germany next time. So I hope after my presentation you would know more about German's cuisine, the timetable, and Autobahn, and that you do know three more things about Germany. Thank you.
Now, everyone may cast their votes. Congratulations to the second team. Okay, Carlo. Today we're going to talk about is DNA the future of the data storage. I'm Penny at the Department of Electrical Engineering.
I'm Debbie Huang from the Department of Biotechnology and Bioindustry Science.
Dumbledore with a purple beard
And the high-pitched opera girl
are
here to rule the world! Have you ever imagined that all of our information is not stored in the disk nor USB, but in the tree just in your backyard?
What can survive by time? We know how to walk when we grow up, and we know that green represents sour, and sometimes we know that light represents safety. These no one told us, but we know because these are stored in our DNA, the long-lasting material.
And what is DNA? DNA has a full name of disulfide nucleic acid, and its main purpose is to store biological information such as our skin color, our height, and it is made up of 4 organic bases. And they are adenine, thymine, cytosine, and guanine.
And 3 of these 4 bases make up a codons, and a codons is the self-instruction of our human protein.
And imagine that one day you have this highly classified message and you want to send it to someone. If you write it, someone might read it. If you say it, someone might hear it. But here comes the perfect solution. We can substitute each codon to alphabets, numbers, or grammar symbols, and then we put it in a DNA. Then, isn't the problem solved?
We made this message into a long string of DNA, and we surround it by the genetic marker. And when we want to decode the message DNA, we just need to find the genetic marker in the long string of DNA, and we can know what it means. And also, not only the alphabet we can store, we can also store digital files. We first like Instagram posts or movies or like videos, we can decode them into binary code, and we make them into codons, and we store it in the DNA.
And here are some super benefits for DNA storage. First, it is read-write faster than any of the existing device right now. And second, it needs just little space, like how big could a DNA be? And it don't need to be renewed since it's a long-lasting thing. Finally, as we all know, it could be forever copying.
And here are some comparison of hard disk, USB, and bacterial DNA when we can know that DNA wins in many aspects.
And if we apply this technology to all the things that now existing in our world, we may store 100 million videos, 100 million HD videos in just a small pencil eraser. And we can even store the whole world information in the size of a shoebox.
So one day, if the earth was ruined, and nothing left besides the seed of a tree, and this seed contains the human's information, and it was carried to another planet. Maybe, just maybe, our information can be known by others.
After hearing all these introductions about this technology, here are some few points that I would like you to think with me. First, what will the future world become with this new developed technology? Or there could be some flaws that we had not think of right now. They may exist, they may not. But I think these are the things that we could keep in mind. This is the end of our presentation. Thank you.
Now let's welcome the second team to give their presentation.
Okay, hello everyone. I am Leah. My name is Wei-Ying Li. I'm from Environmental Engineering Department. So I want to introduce something about alcohol. The topic is what kinds of drink you want to take in a bar or in a club. It's a quiet place, I think, and very lovely and sweaty and comfortable. I with my friend, we're four people to get there. So we choose two kinds of drinks. The first one I choose is Kiwi Baby. So I want to ask you a question. How many people here likes to drink alcohol? Raise your hand, please. Raise your hand. Okay, I got it. So everyone likes to drink alcohol or wine, right? Kiwi Baby is made from kiwi and lemon. It tastes very sweety and it's not that strong, I think. But brew of lager is very stronger, more than Kiwi Baby. Both of two, they have beautiful colors. Okay, so I want to discussing that. What you choose, alcohol or wine, that will be what your first impression to your friends or your boss. So what kind of presentation, what kind of reputation you think you choose a wine or alcohol? So I find from research, if you choose the color of green, just like this, green, Kiwi Baby, they say that maybe you are a delightful and fancy girl. So if you choose the color of blue or purple, just like this, blue lager, they say that it may be a quiet girl or fashionable and something like graceful. So it pretends that. So from the research, I find out that maybe next time I will keep the habits of my friends and find something. And then it's the most interesting I found in that club. Okay, so have you ever seen one shot? Raise your hand if you've seen one shot in the club. Okay. One shot means you must drink in one shot. The color of green, black, and red, that's alcohol. That is almost high to 70%. So it's hard to drink of. But you have to give it a shot, means because the yellow one is victamic. So if you drink it, they will mix together. That's not that strong. But I think the girls don't choose this because it's too strong. You can handle it. You will be stronger and sleep there all the night and get out after day. Yeah. So thank you for listening for my presentation. It's my experience. Thank you.
The audience may cast their votes.
Congratulations for proceeding.
希望你们不要因为这样而不投给我。快乐。好吧。我有一个 ，sorry。Okay. Before my presentation, I want to ask you a question. This is Mike, and this is a poison. if I put them in a box, seal the box, then shake, the poison may kill the mite, right? But before we open the box, the question is, will the mite survive or die? Or the mite situation is between the dead and alive? I think the answer may be unsure. The same issue is stated in Schrödinger's cat. Do you know who is him? He is the greatest quantum scientist, Erwin Schrödinger. In 1935, he proposed a hypothesis called Schrödinger's cat to explain the uncertainty in the future. Schrödinger imagined a virtual experiment. He put a cat and a poison in a box, then sealed the box. There is also a radioactive material in the box. It has 50% to decay, and 50% it doesn't decay. When the material decays, it will activate the mechanism to drop the hammer, and hammer will break the bottle of poison to kill the cat. So the question is, before we open the box, is cat dead or alive? The answer may be confirmed after we open the box, right? So Schrödinger thinks before we open the box, the cat is in many situations at the same time, not only dead and alive. You can think the process as the state A is on a dead state, and the B is on A, and one by one. That we call quantum superposition. After the box is opened, the superposition will collapse into one certain state. That is, before we open the box, the cat is in several situations at the same time. But after we open the box, one result is confirmed. So there comes a conclusion, that is, the future isn't confirmed until we reach the future. What it want to emphasize is uncertainty. Isn't it amazing? Yeah. So after reading Schrödinger's cat, I learned to be more humble, because there's too many things we don't know, and the universe is too big. The other thing is to live in the moment, because from Schrödinger's case, we know that there is too many uncertainty in the future. Maybe tomorrow you will win a lottery. Maybe tomorrow you will get a car accident. Maybe tomorrow the universe comes to the end of its life. What can we do is to cherish the present. There's a quote from Kung Fu Panda I like very much. I read it for you guys. Yesterday is history. Tomorrow is mystery. But today is a gift. That is why it's called present. No matter how you consider your future, maybe there's many paths. Maybe there is just a whole darkness in front of you. But from Schrödinger's case, we know that the future is sure after we get the future. The concept of the future is useless. So don't ask what is your future anymore. The question should be, what is your present? Thanks for your attention.
Welcome to the second group of activity.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Amy.
And I'm James.
Today's our subject is the best of dad. In nature, females often take the roles of taking care of children. But have you ever saw that males should put some effort in this part? And that's what we are going to introduce today, having paternity leave. And we are going to tell you why.
First, we have to define what is a paternity leave. Dictionary, it's about a period of time that a father is legally allowed to be away from his children, away from his job, so that he can spend time with his newborn baby. So, what do a male benefit from taking paternity leave? For me, I thought it will be a challenge and opportunity to try what you have never been experienced. According to research, males who take paternity leave will be more likely to be an active role in children's life, which means you will be more likely to feed, dress, and bath and play with your children. Although you and I can clearly remember what happened in the period, we can deny that. It will be improve our performance and build our value of gender. That's why so many people strongly support take paternity leave. And when we look into the long term, we believe that it will be priceless for you and for your family.
However, for females, we consider that there are 3 main points that we can bring to female. Let's start self-realization, encouraging fertility, and relieving females' pressure of carrying babies. In the part of self-realization, we clearly know that in the past, many traditional concepts show that women should take making all-out effort to their family for granted. Nevertheless, after our university attendance rate becomes higher and higher, after this grows, women start to learn. They find their dreams. So, to these females, should having children becomes one of the obstacles when they are pursuing goals? Or should having children becomes one of the reasons why they don't have time to have those advanced learning? With men's help, women can achieve their goals and without starting for periods of time for their children. Next is a powerful reason for females to give birth. Since it's no doubt that bearing children is an extremely tiring and exhausting thing, not to mention the following percent of carrying children. And many women worry about this part. And according to Church Magazine, if males are willing to have paternity leave, females will be more willing to have babies. Finally, it's part of relieving females' pleasure of carrying babies. If males have minds to take paternity leave, females can go back to work as soon as possible after their baby are born. Since they don't need to worry about their homes and their family, they can concentrate their spirits on their recovery and their working. Moreover, law in Taiwan has gradually improved, which strongly encourages males to have paternity leave. For example, the Insurance Employment Act has over 6 months gradually annoyance at most.
In generation of gender equality, those who believe that male is superior than female should change their mind. Only if the male steps forward bravely and accept the challenge will the society be in a win-win situation. That's all. We hope our thought write this kind of thought. Thank you for everyone.
The audience may cast their vote now.
Hello everyone, I'm Katie. Today I want to share some information for you guys about why do people have a fear of height. Before we start, let's take a look at this picture. A huge spider. Does anybody like spiders? Please raise your hands. Only one person. Does anybody want to close your eyes right now? Okay, I see many. People don't like spiders, right? Because what? Because they are scary. I guess sometimes when we have a fear of something, we call that phobia. Phobia is a type of anxiety disorder, such as if you are scared of spiders, and if you are scared of being enclosed in a small space, or being on an airplane. And if you are scared of height, we call that acrophobia. Acrophobia is one of the most common phobia. Almost 5% of people suffer from that, including me. I remember when I was little, my family took me to a suspension bridge in Bitan. But there's nothing I can do but stand out of the bridge and say, sorry, I can't do it. Someone did that too. That was my dad. We both have acrophobia. So I start to think that, why do people have a fear of something? Is the phobia related to our parents? Traditionally, phobia has attributed to some traumatic experience happening before. But now, new studies suggest that it is possible that some phobia may be genetic. To explain why people suffer from such irrational phobia, the scientists have discovered that some individual fear may be passed down from one generation to the next. And they suggest that it is possible that some memories may be biologically transmitted. Here comes an interesting experiment. The researchers from Atlanta, they set several mice, and to link the smell of the orange blossoms with fear, they used what? They used the electric shock whenever the mice smell the blossoms. And then the mice will get a terrible experience because they smell the blossoms. After that, their children, the offspring of their children, will also attend this experiment. They will smell the blossoms, but without the electric shock. Guess what happened? The researchers, in the end, found the sign of fear on these mice. But the important thing is that they have never encountered the smell before. So, the reaction will be seen in the original parent mice, their children, their grandchildren, and the subsequent generations. And the researchers found an actual physical change just in the brain of these mice, just in the area used to detect the smell of the blossoms. The result allowed us to appreciate those experiences from our parents to help us prevent something happening. So, in the end, the Dr. Brian at the Emory University said, such a phenomenon may contribute to the etiology and potential intergenerational transmission of risk for the neuropsychiatric disorder, such as phobias, such as anxiety, such as the post-traumatic stress disorder. So, after all, now some of you guys have a fear of something, or maybe have some kind of phobia. I would like to invite you guys to do some action with me. Now everybody close your eyes and have a deep breath. And tell yourself everything will be alright. And then open your eyes. Say wonderful. Wonderful. Okay. Thank you.
the next team.
Hello, my name is Louise. I'm a senior student and now I'm majoring in urban planning. As a lover of art, I usually go to a gallery and art museum to see some famous painting. And I will go and find out that people's aesthetic is different in many regions, and their point of view of beauty is changing from time to time. So I try to analyze what they are thinking and value on in that period. And before the report, I will ask one question. Which kind of beauty do you like? And did anyone want to answer the question? And please raise your hand. Okay, which one do you like?
格格
In Qing Dynasty. Yes. And then I will turn on to let's come back to 4,000 years ago in Egypt. In Egypt, this statue belongs to a woman called Nefertiti, and she is the most beautiful woman in Egypt, and she has symmetrical face and makeup. And the symbol of beauty is that they should have symmetrical face, and they will wear the eye makeup, and they are slender with a high waist and narrow shoulder. And then, after 1,000 years later, is the Greece classical period, and a computer made a statue called Venus, and Greece loved the beauty. Greece loved natural beauty, and they even loved strong women. And after 1,000 years later is the period of Renaissance, and because of the Dark Age, they start to value on the human characteristic, and they love blonde hair and plump body. And then is the Eastern Asia, China, and China's people love women with its petite woman. As in Han Dynasty, they love women with fine waist and large eyes and pale skin. And the famous woman called Zhao Feiyan, she even able to dance on the people's hand, and you can think how thin she is. And then in Tang Dynasty, because of the woman's rank race, they like to hang out and show themselves. And this is a woman called Yang Guifei, and she has smooth and white skin, and she is also plumpy. And in Tang Dynasty, they usually wear makeup. And in Ming Dynasty, the symbol of beauty is that they have arched eyebrow and small feet and petite body. And they even invent a kind of shoes called 三寸金莲, and for women. And after seeing the ancient beauty, you may ask me which kind of beauty is the modern one, and I will reply you that the modern beauty is that you should have a healthy body, and you have to. So the modern beauty is that they should have symmetric body. And this is my report. Thank you very much.
And now the audience may cast the votes. Congratulations to the first team. That would be all for this round of the contest, and in short, we will move on to the awarding ceremony. Okay. And let's welcome Professor Kim Jia-li to present the first award for the first team, Elpis, Boost Confidence.
所以请 Elvis 到台前。邀请许富贵老师跟T Square 到这样。下一个我们有请赖永轩老师 and group Dorothea。And next 我们邀请吴超芳老师。And through Carrie Carriconi. Next 我们邀请叶静怡老师 and group Big Eagle.
Next，有请郑慧颖老师，颁发 Lavender Fish。接下来奖项就由高淑美老师来颁发。一组下一组是 IIBC。Say things you didn't know about Germany.
先离开了。艾薇莹呢
？Next, Tumblr Joe with purple beard and a high-pitched opera girl. Are you guys here to rule the world?
She has midterm tomorrow.
Okay, so they're going to take the midterm.
Keep the money.
She lives
And next, 成大金城。张凯。That'll be all today. Congratulations to all the team that made it to the